Hey y'all, welcome back to another YouTube video. So as y'all have noticed, I have been definitely getting my podcast episodes uploaded and recorded. But let me tell y'all, I just been in these streets. And when I mean in these streets, I'm talking about driving folks, dropping people off, doing all kinds of stuff. But I said I need to get back because I have so many thoughts and feelings about all this stuff going on, in the pop culture sphere, the Bravo sphere, reality TV sphere, and my life sphere, everybody lives sphere, child. So, but I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving if you celebrate. And we are now getting ready to move into Christmas. I cannot believe that it's getting ready to be Christmas. I mean, it comes the same time every year. We know that, right? But I'm excited because my mom and dad are coming up to spend the night. So I'm excited about that. I'll probably host Christmas dinner here. Since we got the house, we've been hosting a lot of things here. Let me tell y'all, my goal is to get to the point. I've already told my mom and all that, because when my mom comes, I don't want her to have to do anything. She needs to be able to relax, release. Those of y'all that know. Hillman College, a different world, Whitney Gilbert, or Whitley. I said Whitley Gilbert. But anyway, my goal is to get to the place where I don't mind hosting, but I have it catered in. I pay somebody else to do the cooking and the decorating and all that, because I don't feel like I'm good with that. But my hubby and the kids, they're good with like the tree and all that. I just make the cookies and provide the hot chocolate. Because I don't know what. If it wasn't for, I don't know if y'all hear that or not. Helicopter is flying over. Like, who are y'all looking for? What are y'all doing? Nobody's over here that y'all need to be over here about. But anyway, if it wasn't for Corey and the kids, I maybe wouldn't have a tree, or maybe I would, but my ideal tree. What is y'all ideal Christmas tree? For me, growing up, our Christmas trees were fun, but I felt like we put everything on the tree. Like we had the green, the red, the silver tinsel, popcorn, and you string the popcorn, put that on there, all the balls and the lights. And it was full and beautiful and all of that. But for me, when it comes to that kind of stuff, just like how I want my house to be, I'm a minimalist. Like if it wasn't for Sea Breezy, like these shelves that you see on the wall that he built, they wouldn't be there. Because I'm very much a minimal. Like I want it like as little as possible. And as I get older, I want my house, like everything in the house you need to be able to use. So there's nothing that you can't sit on. Oh, don't drink from that glass. Now I do have a couple vases that I like that are pretty, that I may not have stuff in, but we can still use them if we needed to. But I just want everything to be in order, to have a place for it, and to be usable. But let me tell you, I have said this before and I'm going to say it again, then I'm going to get into the Bravo topics that I've been wanting to talk to y'all about. If you are in a relationship, get in a relationship, thinking about moving in together, thinking about getting married, whatever, they do couples counseling right before you get married. They're preacher, pastor, whatever. Sometimes some places, whoever, if you're getting married in the church, sometimes they want you to go through couples counseling. For me, I said, scratch that. There wouldn't be no traditional couples counseling. I would make the couple go act like they were building a house from the ground up. Go pick out your house, how you want it built, what you want in it, and then furnish it and decorate it together. Because I'm going to tell you, me and Sea Breezy, we got this house. I learned the art of compromise. And so did he. Because I remember one morning, like before we had bought the house and what have you, whatever, and we just waited 30 days before we moved in, and we were ordering furniture. And I felt like he hurt my feelings based on his reaction to the couch that I wanted. Because it was just like an immediate reaction. It was like, well, I don't like it, and I'm probably not going to sit on it because I don't sit on things I don't like, or something like. It was so like petty to me. Later on, he did come down and say he was sorry about his reaction. But I was like, the couch wasn't even, all I had done was looked at it, showed the picture. It's not like I bought it. It ain't like it was something near and dear to me, but the reaction. So I say all that to say, I learned what really mattered to me, what really doesn't. What do I like? What is non-negotiable for me? and what is something that I can live with seeing every day, even if it's not something that I particularly wanted. So see Breezy, like pictures up, this, whatever. So I was like, oh, okay, we doing paintings. Everybody in the house black. I'm just saying the people in the paintings is going to look like me. I did kind of, I was sending him pictures, and I'll have to post some pictures and show you the art we have. He got that and was with that. Then I got kind of overboard. Child, I had got like the Woolworths counter picture where they were sitting at the Woolworths. Then I had found a picture of a lady, a black woman, and a little girl wanting to go into the movies, and it said like colors only or no colors at all. He said, now what we're not going to do is turn the house into civil rights museum. I said, okay, I feel you on that. So, but just coming together to do an entire house was like, and we're still in the process. It's been 2 years, and I get hard on myself because I will say, Corey, if I have to post the before and afters, like the house was turnkey, ready to move in, but we picked the first house that we saw, toured, like when we seen it online, then we came in. And what's wild is I remember when these townhouses were being built, they were built in 2015. We were riding through, like when the frame was up, the structure was up. And it ended up only being like 10 minutes from where we used to live, but it feels like a totally different side of town or whatever. But I say all that to say, yes, decorating a home, a house, an apartment, choosing a car that y'all both like, anything. I remember one of the cars that we got, I wanted it to be black on black on black. I wanted the car to be black. I wanted the house as Maxima on the back. I wanted Maxima in matte black. I wanted the rims to be black. And he was like, no. And I was like, yes. So we settled. We compromised, you know what I mean? So, but this house, so I was hard on myself because he has done so much work in this house. He grew up in a house where his dad turned what is it called when there's two houses? Somebody lives on one side, somebody lives on the other. What is that called, y'all? Is it half a double? Either way, his dad turned one of those into a single family. He did it himself and had Corey and his two brothers help, from tearing down walls to moving stairs. So Corey knew all of that, and he wanted to take on this labor of love with the house because we loved the house so much. But when we walked in, he said he had a vision. So y'all have seen some of the, like you see the background now and all that stuff or whatever. It's not what is it called? A filter. It's the house or whatever. But sometimes I get hard on myself because we haven't done every single thing. And every time somebody comes over, they're like, girl, y'all need to like enjoy it. But I feel like I'll be able to enjoy the house when every single thing on my list that's on the refrigerator gets done. But I'm learning to enjoy the process. But part of me fears like, I don't want to not get everything done. And then when you go to do something, the style has changed. So now it's like, so I've had people tell me your house is a never ending project. And I'm like, no, I don't want to hear that. And immediately I feel like a stress on my shoulders. So I'm trying to learn to relax. Okay, let's get into some of this particular video is going to be Bravo heavy. I'm just so excited to talk to y'all again. Pardon my shiny face. I just did my low face routine. We've got to let this stuff sink in, y'all. Listen, I do my face routine and then I seal everything with Vaseline because it's a sealant. Doesn't hydrate, doesn't provide moisture, but it seals in the moisture that you have on your face. So I always end my routine with a little bit of like no matter what I put on my face, I will spray like a little bit of water on it. Sometimes I actually use my Ulta makeup spray because I like the way it feels. If I don't do water, and then I do some Vaseline. But anyway, let's get into some things. Let's talk about some Bravo. I'm looking at the camera, y'all. All right. Let's talk about Miss Vicky Gunvalson, the OG of the OC. Page 6 is reporting Vicky Gunvalson hasn't received full-time Real Housewives of Orange County contract, won't come back as a friend of for season 18. The end may be near for the OG of the OC. Vicky Gunvalson has not received a full-time contract for season 18 of the Real Housewives of Orange County. She told Page 6 exclusively. The reality star also shared that she has no interest in doing another season in a friend of the Housewives role. I went on as good faith, thinking I would show the network that I love them. I love filming. My value. But if I go back as a friend, it looks thirsty. She told Page 6 at the season 2 premiere of Freebie's Hollywood House Lift with Jeff Lewis. Gunvalson described her 13 seasons as a full-time housewife as a good journey, but sniped, I don't understand what they're doing. Bravo has yet to formally announce the cast for the upcoming season of The Real Housewives of Orange County, though the Codo Insurance founder told Page 6 that all the calls were done last week. So are Casita and Hip, a.k.a. Gina and Emily, as Danny Pellegrino calls them, are they returning? I would like to know that. So Vicky's comments come a week after Taylor Armstrong announced that she would not be returning as a friend after just one season on The Housewives of Orange County. Loved spending time with the ladies of #RHOC and thankful I got to give the viewers an update on my life. I've made some real friendships that I cherish. Wishing the ladies all the best for season 18. I wish Taylor was coming back. I liked Taylor with those ladies. One of my favorite, for those of you that watch Orange County, you'll know what I'm talking about. One of my favorite lines of Taylor during last season was when they kept constantly talking about Jen and her relationship with Ryan, and Taylor was eating and was like, I'm sick of talking about Ryan. I don't know Ryan. I don't even like Ryan because I'm sick of talking about him so much. And it was just so, like, she just said it naturally. It was so funny. So I'll miss Taylor. Shout out to you, Taylor. But so Vicky seems to think that she will not be asked back. So now we all know that late in the midnight hour, Bravo can turn it around. It may work in her favor, but we shall see. But speaking of Vicky, so I'm not going to go into what she said, but basically, and speaking of the OC, news has come out. Pictures have come out. Alexis, a.k.a. Jesus Jugs, has been seen with Shannon Beador's ex, John Jansen. Vicky had a lot to say about that. So I'm not going to get into that now, but I was like, child, Vicky's itching to get back on the show to address that. But let's get into Alexis. Alexis Bellino breaks silence on infamous pic with John Jansen and addresses status with ex Andy Bond after being spotted together, as source shares new info on John and Alexis' reported romance. So let's see. She said, well, according to the rumor, Alexis will return to The Real Housewives of Orange County. Now, this is from Reality Blurb. I crack up sometimes at the way these outlets write these stories. So I'm starting again. From Reality Blurb now. According to rumor, Alexis will return to The Real Housewives of Orange County, probably to incite chaos, given that Shannon is a co-star, who, by the way, was sued by Alexis's husband. So it does get messy. So side note, Shannon and Tamara had went on a podcast, said some things about Alexis' ex-husband, Jim, and his trampoline business, which then caused Jim to sue. Well, in turn, because of what they said, Jim sued Tamara and Shannon. And now she, even though it's her ex, may be coming back on the show. And who knows if he would make an appearance, right? Because I guess they're on good terms now, co-parenting their children. But anyway, meanwhile, John Jansen is likely smiling in the background, ready for his Bravo close-up. Speaking with Teddy Mellencamp in an extra interview, Alexis revealed more details behind her recent group pic with John at a restaurant. She said it was totally happenstance that she and John met. I was in my booth. He came in and sat here. People were like, you guys need to talk. It was not planned, insisted Alexis, who called the meeting amazing. Alexis said she told her friends not to post anything because she and John are newly broken up. She also claimed they had been texting, and she denied that John wanted the photo to blow up online. When asked why she was recently with ex-fiance Andy Bond, Alexis answered, we're still broken up. There's no going back. It's just, you can still be friends, right? We did spend the holiday together only because I feel like it was something we needed for ourselves and our kids. Though Alexis claimed their relationship is completely done, she suggested tomorrow might feel different. Now let's go back up for a minute. I just read y'all what she said. She said, we're still broken up. There's no going back. It's just, you can be friends, right? But then she says, Although she claimed that their relationship is completely done, she suggested tomorrow might feel different. Okay. And despite calling John a good friend, a recent source told People they're officially dating. Currently, they're not using labels like boyfriend or girlfriend, but they've been spending a lot of time together and have been enjoying learning about each other. According to this insider, the two have been supportive companions as they navigate newly single life, the source continued. This common background paired with a mutual attraction has made it easy for Alexis and John to form a natural connection. So now Shannon Beador, I can't do her voice, but Shannon said, oh no, boo, let me go ahead and weigh in on this. Hurt Shannon Beador reveals where she stands with ex John Jansen, reacts to his Alexis Bellino romance. Now, this is according to page 6. Shannon Beador is hurt by her ex-boyfriend, John Jansen, dating Real Housewives of Orange County alum Alexis Bellino. The reality star spoke out on the duo's romance on Wednesday, admitting to E! that she doesn't know how to process the news. How many Orange County housewives have there been? Beador quipped. Is that your dating pool? The quite confused, that was in quotes, the quite confused Bravo personality pointed out, John said that he didn't want to be in the public eye, and he's thrust himself more into the public eye at this point. John is very well aware of a lawsuit that I was involved in with Jim Bellino, and Alexis was involved in that lawsuit, she continued, referencing Alexis's ex-husband suing her and Tamara for defamation in 2018. I was financially and emotionally devastated for years, and I won, but it devastated me financially, and I'm a single mom. John's aware of that. After telling the outlet that she and Jansen haven't spoken in quite some time, Shannon clarified it's been 2 months. As for where she stands with Alexis, Shannon claimed that she doesn't know the actress. She doesn't, in quotes, know the actress, and denied screaming obscenities at her the night of her hit and run and DUI arrest, as Alexis claimed to page 6 in November. Because remember, Alexis and witnesses claim that Shannon was screaming obscenities at Alexis at the Quiet Woman. The next time I go to OC to see my son, I think I'm going to go to the Quiet Woman, to the QT. I just got to go just to see it. Because at this point now, it's like historic, like a national treasure, almost like the Regency was in New York. The Quiet Woman is like that for us. So Shannon said she was not screaming obscenities, as Alexis and other witnesses have claimed. She said, I have witnesses to prove that. If you're going to say things about me, let's talk about the truth. Alexis, for her part, told Access that while she doesn't hold any ill will for Shannon, she doesn't owe her anything since they've never been friends and girl code doesn't apply. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think that girl code applies because they were on the same show? Because they weren't ever on together, I'm pretty sure, right? So does that apply? What do y'all think? I don't know. I feel like if they were not friends, had no type of relationship, then it doesn't apply. But it will make for a messy Orange County season. And if John comes on as her man or even somebody she's dating, I believe it will confirm what the ladies last season said that Shannon has told them in private, which is that John does indeed like the spotlight. So child, we'll have to see about that. So speaking of housewives, let's move from California on down to Utah. Mary Cosby calls Jen Shah a stain on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And I'm going to read her words, wants to re-innovate the show without her memory. Mary Cosby believes Jen Shah is a stain on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and looks forward to a time when her memory is wiped clean from the Bravo reality show. I'm just trying to get like the stain off the show from her, trying to re-innovate the show. Mary told Page 6 Tuesday night at the DirecTV Christmas party hosted by Kathy Hilton's Bel Air mansion. Oh, I read hosted by. I was going to say her mansion is now hosting parties. How can I get my house to be a host and be paid for parties? But anyway, let me read that line again. I'm just trying to get like the stain off the show from let's try this again. Did I tell you I'm reading from page 6? Okay. I'm just trying to get like the stain off the show from her, trying to re-innovate the show. Mary told us Tuesday night at a DirecTV Christmas party hosted at Kathy Hilton's Bel Air mansion. Kathy, call me next time. Mary, who rejoined the series as a friend of the cast this year following a season hiatus, added that she wants to create a whole nother, come on, Mary, with the slang, a whole nother place, a safe space for the cast. Now, Mary, I get what you're saying, but if you're trying to create a safe space, you got to be safe too. I'm just saying, love you, sis, but I'm just saying. She hopes the group, including Meredith Marks, Heather Gay, Lisa Barlow, Whitney Rose, Angie Katsinevis, I hope I said that right, Monica Garcia, and herself won't have to discuss Shaw in future seasons. So Mary's put herself back on this cast. She said, that's what I'm aiming for. When reached by page 6 via her rep, Chris Giovanni, Jen Shaw replied from prison, thank you, but no comment for the girl who married her grandfather. Child. They can do a lot more things in prison than they used to be able to do, right? They can have tablets, like all kinds of stuff. Like, it seems like they can do a lot. At the same party, I believe Mary also told us to pray for Monica. So it seems like Mary and Monica have developed a relationship, even though the rest of the cast isn't speaking to Monica currently. Heather Gay said that she didn't want to film with her. Now, did she say, I won't film with her, or I didn't want to film with her? Because people were saying, you know, basically you don't get to dictate who you do and don't want to film with. And while that is true, if the entire cast came together and tried to ice her, I don't know though. Monica brings something to this show, so I don't know if that would work in their favor, but who knows? I go back to Andy Cohen saying when Phaedra was no longer on Atlanta, he said that they didn't fire Phaedra, but when your cast is not willing to film with you, what story is there to tell with you and the cast? There isn't one, and they're not filming a separate show, you by yourself. So I don't know, but in a weird turn of events, I do like Monica and Mary being friends. I wonder if Mary wants to come back as a full-timer. I wonder if she's getting more comfortable. I feel like her comfort zone is the pulpit, but then outside of that, she in the past has been very socially awkward. And I'm wondering if now, like, she's like, we see her at Kathy Hilton's DirecTV party. I mean, we didn't see Mary out before like that with the cast. So I'm wondering if she's trying to carve a different identity for herself outside of what we know her to be on the show. So we shall see. Speaking of Mary, I'm reading from Reality Blurb. Real Housewife of Salt Lake City, arrest warrant is issued for Mary Cosby's son, Robert Jr., after testing positive for drugs and skipping court hearing. Mary Cosby's son, Robert Cosby Jr., is wanted for arrest after violating his probation terms stemming from a March 2022 DUI arrest by not only using illegal drugs, but also skipping a court hearing regarding the ongoing case. According to a new report, an arrest warrant was issued for the 21-year-old who was seen alongside Mary on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City on November 21st. Okay, so an arrest warrant was issued on the 21st, just after Robert failed to appear in front of a judge on November 20th. According to court documents obtained by the U.S. Sun, a judge ordered any peace officer in the state of Utah to arrest and deliver the defendant to the Salt Lake County Jail. And once he is arrested, Robert will be required to attend his next available court date, and his bail will be set at $2,500. So they are going to give him a bail, I guess. Because I'm thinking if he already didn't show up once, right? He skipped out on November 20th. The warrant was issued November 21st. Would they make him sit in jail until his next court appearance? Because it says, and once he is arrested, Robert will be required to attend his next available court date, and his bail will be set at $2,500. So I guess they're automatically going to give him a bail. During his DUI arrest last year, Robert admitted he had recently in the past taken some Oxycontin, Xanax, and smoked marijuana. Then, during his DUI sentencing in February, he pleaded guilty and was dealt with 12 months of probation. He was also given 30 days of house arrest, required to attend substance abuse classes, and hit with a $1,610 fine, which Mary paid. So again, during his DUI sentencing in February, he pleaded guilty and was dealt with 12 months of probation. He was also given 30 days of house arrest, required to attend substance abuse classes, and hit with a $1,610 fine, which Mary paid. Following the sentencing, Robert was caught breaking the terms of his house arrest when he was charged with giving a false identity to police during an alleged break-in months later. In response to his legal drama, Robert's attorney, Clayton Sims, told the U.S. Sun, Robert has accepted responsibility for the mistakes he's made in the past. He embraces all of the requirements of his probation and plans to successfully complete probation. Meanwhile, a summary of Robert's house arrest from April to May of this year. Now, remember, he was placed on 30 days house arrest in February. Now we're going to get a summary from his house arrest from April to May, because that's when he was going to be on house arrest, showed he left home nearly 50 times and further violated the rules of his probation by testing positive for cocaine, fentanyl, and marijuana in September. That is a dangerous combination. It's really scary. Like, it's sad and like, what is going on? But that's also really scary. He tested positive for cocaine, fentanyl, and marijuana. And again, he was going to be on house arrest. He was sentenced in February, and I guess his 30 days was going to be from April to May. 30 days. And he left the house nearly 50 times. In his diagnostics report obtained by the U.S. Sun, Robert tested positive for continine, I'm not sure how you say that, a substance of nicotine in tobacco, dextrofen, which is a cough suppressant, norfentanyl, fentanyl, nordiazepam, and oxazepam, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, both commonly used to treat anxiety, and temazepam, commonly used to treat insomnia. We have concerns about his condition during group sessions. He has missed tests, shows uses of cocaine, fentanyl, and THC, and prior to starting home confinement on 10/25/23, 3 tests came back showing synthetic urine. A counselor said at the time, recommending a higher level of treatment and a minimum of 30 days inpatient with individual treatment, then a return to outpatient with testing. Robert was then dealt with the second term from October to November. This is a lot. My heart goes out to Mary. This is your child, and seeing all this stuff, it's got to be scary. I know for me, it would be. So Lord, I'm just hoping that Robert gets it together, but it'll be interesting to see when he goes back to court, like, will he have to do any jail time? Well, I know he's going to be able to post bail, but this is a lot of stuff they're dealing with. And maybe jail's not the place. Maybe inpatient treatment is. But I just hope my prayers go out to the entire family, because that's a lot to deal with. Now, we are not done with Bravo. I got one more thing I want to talk to y'all about. Let's talk about Miss Quad. Miss Quad. She got it, or doesn't she? So on the Instagrams, there was a post of Miss Quad's picture, I believe, and someone commented, "The show is not the same without you in it, beautiful." And she responded back to them and said, well, you all will be able to enjoy me for 2 more episodes only this season. Sad, but oh so true. So she's saying that she's only going to be on 2 more episodes after this Sunday's episode. And I did come across another post. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I did not screenshot it, and I keep doing this. I didn't screenshot it, but I meant to. But it looks like, on top of her saying, you're only going to see me for 2 more episodes. Let's see if I can find it. allegedly, I can't find the post. Y'all may have seen it, but allegedly, the internet streets are saying that when Quad goes out of town with the ladies are getting ready. Where are they getting ready to go? They're getting ready to go somewhere on Married to Medicine. I think Toya must be hosting the trip because we saw a preview, and it's, if you haven't seen it, it's online, of this Sunday's episode where Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Jackie, Dr. Simone, and Toya are discussing Quad going on this trip. So wherever it is they're going to end up asking Quad to go. And on the site, I saw that people are speculating that Quad goes on this trip, and then the ladies end up asking her to leave the trip. And then that's why we don't see her going forward. I'm going to say this. Quad hasn't always been my favorite. I was a Mariah lover. I can admit that from season 1. I have an affinity for Toya. But all the ladies bring something. I will say one thing Dr. Heavenly has said is that all the ladies bring something, and you can't remove one of the ingredients or it doesn't work. So I'm enjoying this current season of Married to Medicine. Sunday was so wild and all over the place in a good way with the funeral scene that I just laughed. I even had Corey watch it. I was like, you have got to watch this. Like, it was nice to be able to watch a show and laugh at the shenanigans and not feel like there's an undercurrent of, I don't know, colorism, mean girl behavior, even pick me behavior. Like, it was just nice to be able to laugh at like that drama, like not so serious drama, right? I loved it. I will say this, because I had thought about this myself. Immediately, when I saw that Quad said she's only going to be in the next 2 episodes, it could seem like the ladies were trying to ice her out. Like the ladies, or not even ice, but the ladies had a discussion about her being in their group. Very reminiscent of the ladies sitting at a table, having a discussion and then a vote of inviting Mariah somewhere, right? Being a part of the group. And while the circumstances may be different, Quad was a part of that. Whether the reasons were valid or not, however you feel, Quad was a part of initiating that conversation with the ladies, right? And them talking and taking a vote. And now, unfortunately, years later, she finds herself, it seems like, in the same position. Again, the reasons could have been very valid back then. However you feel, you may feel they were valid. You may feel that they weren't valid. But what I'm saying is she now finds herself in the same position years later. I don't know. So we'll see. And I wonder if this means the end for her on Married to Medicine in general. How are y'all feeling about Sweet Tea? I don't mind her being on the show. I don't like when people jump up like they're going to do something and they don't do it, to me. Like, I don't know if y'all watch Basketball Wives, but Clayana jumped up, took off shoes, flew over to Jen, and then was just standing over her. Like, to me, if I was sitting down and someone flew over to me, I'm going to jump up and get prepared to defend myself. Because in my mind, they're coming over to get in my face to do something, right? So on Sunday's episode, when Sweet Tea got up, I was like, if you gonna get up, make your way over there. And that's another thing. Sometimes the dramatics of getting up, I feel like people are hoping somebody stops them before they get to that point. So they make a show of getting up or taking off shoes. When if you really want to get at somebody and you know there's security around, you wait on the right moment and get as close to them as possible before you snatch them up. So I don't know, but I don't have a problem with Sweet Tea being on the show. The after show is giving as much as the show, and the after show meaning Dr. Heavenly and Carlos King recapping on the YouTube. It is a lot. And I just have to say this. I go back and forth with Dr. Heavenly. She's very funny. She's funny and she is smart. I will say, though, some of the stuff she says, because to me, what it feels like is I brought Sweet Tea to the producers, da 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 da. It's gonna be like a little sis under my wing. But then you turn around and run her through the mud. And the excuse that's given is, well, Dr. G should have told her we all get dragged our first seasons, but we come back better. So in other words, you're admitting to hazing her. And see, to me, if that kind of behavior is going to happen, if you have a real issue with her, have that real issue. But when it looks like when you're saying we all have to go through it, it's almost like you're a sorority and everybody has to get hazed and stomped on. But then all of a sudden, after you make it through, now we sisters and now I'm going to defend you. No, it doesn't work that way. And I think sometimes that's like a small part of me doesn't like that. Not necessarily a small part. I can't quantify it, but I don't like feeling like I'm enjoying seeing these women that look like me on these shows. And when they come together and have fun, real life, you get into arguments and disagreements and this and that, but the tearing down of it all, like the way they've talked about her body, her teeth, like all of that stuff is like, to me, that's a bit too much for somebody that hasn't come at them like that. She's simply coming into the group. They haven't gotten to a back and forth argument and your mama this or your teeth out or whatever. You know what I mean? Even though that's still childish, but I could be like, whatever, we're human. You can't dictate somebody's response. But to drag her because that's what happens and Dr. G should have warned her, I don't really like that at all. Also, how are y'all feeling about Phaedra being on the show? She's funny. It was funny watching her eat her fruit when Quad and Heavenly were going back and forth. That was funny. And I will say, in one of Dr. Heavenly's recaps, Phaedra never answers a question. You can be like, child, what's the weather like? Ooh, child, let me tell you. Ooh, girl, it's just like, girl, I was thinking like, do I wear a sweater? Child, I don't know. What is the weather like? Cloudy, sunny, hot, cold. But she'll never answer a question. She never answers a question straight out. And the last thing I want to say before I get off of here is that I don't know if I believe that Quad is really that upset about the picture. Now, I do believe when she was going through her divorce, the ladies didn't really have her back. It was like, give him a baby, do this, do that. I get how they did not support her. I thought that she had addressed that all with them and they had moved past it. Maybe there's still residuals there. I don't know. But I feel like in the instance with Sweet Tea in the picture, I feel like Quad didn't care. Dr. Heavenly has said more than once that at Dr. Jackie's pink event 2 years ago, Sweet Tea was there with Dr. Gregory, and Heavenly took a picture with her and sent it to Quad. And in Dr. Heavenly's words, she said her and Quad were looking at the picture, laughing, talking about, oh, look what she got on, or look at this. And Dr. Heavenly even said Quad was like basically Dr. G downgraded from her to Sweet Tea. This is what Dr. Heavenly has said. So she allegedly sent this picture 2 years ago with her and with her and Sweet Tea. Her and Quad laughed at your picture, joked, whatever. So then they're together again. I don't know if it was during filming, and she sends the picture. They were laughing, and then Quad gets on camera, and it's like, I just need to know the posture of your heart, Heavenly, because that hurt me. You didn't consider me. I don't buy it. I don't feel like she was upset, but I feel like it helps with this narrative or this story that they're trying to have for Quad, I guess, because Dr. Heavenly has made it very clear that she was trying to help Quad stay on the show by getting Sweet Tea. So if you haven't checked out Heavenly's and Carlos's review, it's pretty interesting. I was going to do a separate video on it, but I just got caught up with so many other things. But it's a lot. Heavenly says a lot. Like, one of the things she says is Quad doesn't talk to them after filming, and she be over there with the Atlanta girls, and she knows they be going over to try to find husbands and this and that. Girl. So I don't know. We shall see. But what do y'all think? Will y'all be upset if Quad doesn't come back next season? And are y'all disappointed that she's not going to be on the episodes after these next two that we see? Let me know what y'all think. Y'all, it was so much fun talking to you. I got to come back to y'all with another video, but this time it won't be so long. Thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, please. Share with whomever you think may like it. And also don't forget to check out the audio version. If you found me over here on YouTube, go check out the podcast wherever you find your podcast. What else is going on? With Taria at Faison. I've had some amazing guests. We're getting ready to be at 200 episodes. And just thank y'all. I love y'all so much. And I will talk to y'all later. See ya.